If you would like your music to be played here in our intro, please send me an email at jmanning1107@bulldog.gmc.edu. Hello everyone and welcome to the GMC podcast. I'm your host Jeremy Manning and today I'm joined by
Alicia Clark
and Anna Cunningham.
So today is a bit of an introductory episode to our new podcast here at GMC. So we'll start off a bit by just talking a bit about ourselves. I am, of course, as I just said, Jeremy Manning. I am an information technology major here at GMC, and I started earlier this year in January after getting my GED, so I'm a bit of the newer guy here in terms of the people we have at the table.
My name is Alicia Clark. I started at GMC in August of 2021 as a dual enrollment student, and I just recently graduated with my associates in science with a concentration of psychology.
I'm Anna Cunningham. I started with dual enrollment back in 2019. I took a year off, and now I'm back as a regular college student getting my associates in general studies.
Just as a general reminder, this is the end of the summer term. Most of you would have not come because it's summertime, baby. But our fall term is coming up real soon. On August 15th, classes will begin again, and we do still have registration running. So if you're a current student and forgot to register, get on that real fast because classes are coming up now. And the classes will run from August 15th to October 11th, I believe.
So if you're new to GMC or considering going here, we have our enrollment coach, Miss Christy Funderburk. She's here to help you out with getting enrolled, answer any questions, figure things out with you. If you're just considering, feel free to send her an email or call us here. Or heck, if you want to just hurry up and get on, figure out your classes and all that, just feel free to come on campus, give us a call, anything like that. Our enrollment coach will be happy to help you out and walk you through anything you need, answer all your questions, all of that. We have our orientation coming up. Alicia, what are the dates again?
So our orientation will fall on August 4th and 11th from 10:30 to 11:30 and 5:30 to 6:30.
Thank you.
Okay,
On the topic of enrollment, we also want to mention that to enroll into GMC, you do not have to be a military student. You can be a regular civilian to get into GMC. We also offer a 2-year program to get your associates, and we do also have a bachelor's program for certain majors. And we also offer dual enrollment, which me and Anna both did, and it was a great experience. So, Anna, would you like to elaborate on your experience during dual enrollment?
Sure thing. So with my experience in dual enrollment, I came here with a lot of my classmates from high school. We took all the same classes, we stuck together as a group, but it was a lot more private of an experience. Like, it wasn't crowded like high school, it wasn't loud and chaotic. It was more focused and engaging, and it felt it was a much better experience for me.
For my experience, my two sisters did dual enrollment before I started, and so I saw them doing it, and so I was like, I want to try it because I saw they was talking about how it's more convenient for them. They didn't have to wake up early, like for 7 o'clock when you go to regular school. They had to make their own schedules, and they seemed to enjoy it. And so I joined in August of 2021, my 11th grade year. And I really enjoyed it. At first, I was scared. I was intimidated. Maybe, I won't be able to pass or stuff. But when I first got here, it was an amazing experience. I had amazing teachers. It was a more one-on-one experience. And also, it helped me financially, too, because I didn't have to come out of pocket a lot with dual enrollment. And I was also able to graduate early from high school because I had enough credit hours. And I would suggest, don't take AP classes. Just go ahead and do dual enrollment because you'll graduate faster and have more credits towards college.
Speaking of, I would like to mention that GMC as a 2-year school is a fairly affordable option for those who want to go to college. We have shorter terms in general, and we are smaller in terms of tuition than most four-year universities are, so you will be saving a lot of money if you come here rather than jumping right into your bachelor's degree or anything to like. And I would also like to mention that in terms of financial aid, which is something you might be considering, which you will need to consider considering the price of college, there will always be a price. We have Graduation Coach. That is the system we use. We have a graduation coach,
Miss Angie Kofer.
Miss Angie Kofer, and she will help you throughout the entirety of the financial aid process. It's a very quick and easy thing. It's not something that's gonna confuse or like bewilder you. It's a very easy process to get through. What you do is essentially you fill out a form, or we have two forms here since we're in Georgia. We have the G tag as well. So the FAFSA and the G tag, it shouldn't take you more than an hour to fill out.
Yeah.
And that will have you pretty much set up for your financial aid for the entire year. So, of course, all that depends on your personal situation. You may not get. It depends on financial need. That's the thing with financial aid.
And also, if you go on our GMC database, we have something called our Scholarship Universe, where you can find scholarships that fit your major and what you want to do in life. It's like thousands of scholarships out waiting for people to just take them. And I know in our PER class, we do mention that, and they show us how to navigate through that system so that you can get funding. So really, we're very open to helping our students be able to afford college and have a great experience here.
And generally, I think this would be a good time to bring up the potential audience we will have for our podcast, who we want to call out for, who we want listening, who we want to reach out to and connect with.
So for our audience, we're not just trying to reach GMC students. We want to reach kids that are considering going to college, high school students, adults that have dropped out of school or college or didn't finish their degree and they're thinking, well, maybe I want to go back. We're targeted to you. We want to tell you that college is not what it seems to be. You know, people always make it seem like, oh my God, it's so expensive and it's so hard. With GMC, it's like a stepping stone to help you get back into college and get back in the groove of how college works. And I feel as if we're trying to get our students more involved too. We have a ethics bowl club. We have honors council. We're bringing back student government, which consists of the roles of being a president, a vice president, a secretary, a treasurer. We want to go out into our community and do outreach such as food banks, clothes driving. We had a care closet here where we would have hygiene products for our students, and they can anonymously go in and get the products they need without feeling embarrassed. We also have our entrepreneur club where we'll have local entrepreneurs in Columbus come and speak to our students and help them learn how to start a business and what all they need to do. We also have financial literacy people coming in to help our students invest and also, you know, help with their financial aid too and be smart with their money. Also, we have like different colleges coming and speaking how to do their enrollment process and maybe have people like that's in their field of majors. So like our nursing is like one of our biggest majors here. And so I would have like somebody come in from nursing and, you know, talk about it to really make the students think, well, maybe is this major for me or not? So I feel like, you know, and it's also touching on what we're trying to change our logo to from start here to go anywhere. We're trying to change it from that to embracing our M. And with these clubs, we're helping our students embrace their M. And Jeremy, you can like explain more on that.
So embrace the M at face value. Since we're Georgia Military College, you may think that embrace the M means embrace the military. That is not necessarily the case. Embrace the M is a term that is meant to encompass many kinds of concepts. A good M for most people would be motivation, managing time management. That would be an M. Something like along the lines of money, finances, embracing what is important to you is what Embrace the M is all about. In the future here soon, I will be having a special episode of the podcast in which I discuss embracing the M, which will be motivation for that first time. We will have further Embrace the End episodes as time goes on. I intend to have one per term or quarter here.
So I have a question for both of you. What would you think your M would be from GMC? Or just in general, what is your M?
I'd say managing my time and energy. I know grade school was very taxing for me. There was a lot going on at once with just every direction, it seemed like. Had a lot of classes at the same time, and just everything demanded a lot of attention and energy, and I didn't really know how to manage that yet. So I lost my motivation, and it was difficult for me. But I started going here, and I was able to work with that more. I worked on managing my time, managing my energy, and my motivation. And I've gotten a lot better about a lot of it. I don't procrastinate so much anymore, and I can handle more when I know how to handle it.
For me, the M would be exactly as I mentioned before, motivation. That is why I wanted to cover it first, because I do have a lot to say about motivation, because in my life, there's been many periods in time in which motivation was absent, so to speak. I will say this on this episode of the podcast, but I will elaborate on it when that episode comes. But I never went to high school. I never finished grade school. The highest grade I completed was 5th grade. And in the time in between 5th grade and me right now as a 19-year-old, there was a lot of things that's worth discussing when we have more time for it. And I think that will be sort of the crux of the episode, in which I discuss a bit of a journey of sorts from not finishing 5th grade to now I'm in college and getting my associate's degree in information technology. And that jump, while it took a long time to do, that decision to start was a very fast one. I decided to start going back into things September 2021. And by January 2022, I started my first term here at GMC. So I think I'll cover a lot of that when the time comes for that episode.
Me personally, I feel like I don't know my exact M, but I know like some characteristics of my M's would be motivation and management, like I both mentioned. And I say motivation because it was times like I felt like I can't do this class, I can't finish, I'm tired, I don't want to do this. But then I just remembered like, well, I do have the help out here, and I already have this much credit hour built towards it, and I don't want to give up now. So, I had to be more motivated. I had to motivate myself to finish out, and as you see, it pays off. I graduated early. I have an associate's now at the age of 17. Like most people don't do that. And also with the management, I had to learn time management. When I first got here, I sucked at time management. I would wait till the last minute and try to write a whole 3-page essay, not literally, but I would just wait till the last minute and do assignments since 11:59. I'm stressed, and I knew it was not my best work. So over time, I learned management. I know we all went through like that procrastination stage.
I think I still need to learn how to embrace my management.
We all went through that procrastination stage. So I really have learned many things through that. And with like rebranding with GMC, we're also like moving in January. And like, I really feel like that's like a big step for GMC, because not only are we embracing the M, but we're also like getting the community to know more about GMC and like opening it up to a more wider, broad, spectrum of things that we can accomplish now. Like, how do y'all feel about the move?
For me, it's a sort of a thing of like, not to be overly negative, but it's hard to get here. I don't have a car right now. It's very difficult for me to get back and forth without, right now I have a ride to get here. Mm-hmm. With the move, from what I understand and what I know of the location, is way easier for me to get there through public transportation. Like, if I were to take a Lyft here, like a Lyft as in like the ride share service or an Uber, mm-hmm. that's about $20 a pop. to get here, just to get here in one ride, and then another $20 to get home. And with that, there's a bit of a hassle on my end, but
Yeah.
with that will be heavily alleviated by the new area that the building would be in, which will heavily decrease the cost for me to just be here and increase the convenience to even get here.
I know our new building is going to be bigger than our current building. So that means we can house more students and have more room to have our classes and all of that. So I'm looking forward to that.
And with the class, like, even though she said it's going to be bigger, we still are going to have that one-on-one connection. Like, I know when I first got here, one of my favorite classes was Dr. Barber's. I loved his class. We had meaningful conversation. If we went out of topic, we would still be, like, having a good conversation, but it would be, like, within, like, the course, what it was, like, history. And I liked how he actually taught it. Like, I've never been taught real history when I was in high school. And when I got to him, he, like, broke it down for us and, like, gave us real life example. And he taught us, like, the realness of history and didn't try to sugarcoat it.
Yeah, he had a great, like, mindset about him. He had a good work ethic in terms of teaching history and being realistic about history. He didn't sugarcoat things, but he didn't make it seem all like the world was disastrous forever.
Yeah.
But, you know, he also had a great sense of humor. He used to talk about being a serial killer a lot.
Jeez. Yeah. He's Dr. Barber was awesome. He actually retired recently, but he's just one of our many wonderful professors. A lot of our professors here make sure their class is engaging. They take the time to help students who may be struggling, and like everyone has a different style of teaching, but the professors here try to also adapt somewhat to the students, and like this, it's not just like this is how it is, deal with it. It's like the professors work with the students to find what's best for them and all of that.
And even with the classes I struggled the most with, I still found them to be engaging. Like, they actively tried to engage me to the class, and it wasn't super dry as you might imagine. Like, honestly, most of what I know about college before I got here was just watching movies, and they would have those big old lecture rooms where they talk for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
And it's all very dry, and you can't talk about nothing. You can't interrupt them, have a conversation or anything. They just talk about the topic for 5 hours. They talk at you for 5 hours is essentially the thing. That is not the case here. And I really appreciated that when I got here. It wasn't like no one was talking at me until I learned something. People were teaching me the actual subject that the class was for.
Also, I want to elaborate on that. I really want to give a big shout out and thanks to Professor Robinson and Professor Hawks, because last time, I want to say, was springtime, wasn't it? I had graduation, I had practice, I had senior events, and so with that being said, I had to miss a lot of classes, and so I talked to them about it. We worked out a schedule. We worked out when I could turn in work. You know, they made it accommodating to me that I would be able to experience my senior year still while taking those college classes. So I really appreciate them for that. And also, I loved lab. Like, if you are like a hands-on person, we have like labs where we do dissections. Also, if you're like a visual person, we do videos. An audio person, you know, the lectures. So really, it's just like it helps everybody, like, for your different learning styles. So we really reach everybody in a class setting.
I haven't done labs yet. I'm looking forward to doing the labs, honestly, because I just keep walking past it and see, ooh, that's a big old room right there. So I'll probably have biology before the end of the year, I think. So I'm really looking forward to that.
So here at GMC, we've also been having activities for our students to engage in, like special event days. We have a movie night, midterm madness, finals fuel up, and my personal favorite, Wii tournament. We have we have a Wii console here on campus for the students to use, and we have several games such as Mario Kart, Smash Bros. Brawl, Guitar Hero, etc. So sometimes, usually like maybe once a quarter or so, we'll run an event where it's a tournament, and like students can sign up, and we'll play the different games against each other, and the top 3 people get their name on a tournament board. I got 2nd place in the last Mario Kart tournament.
And I got 3rd place. And I got a nice Mario Kart little toy.
Oh yeah, there are prizes depending on what place you get. I believe last time 1st place got a backpack. 2nd and 3rd got little trinkets, but they're fun too.
Speaking of prices, we also do raffles, like when we do registration. And one time a raffle person who won got a portable grill. So, like, get involved with our school activities.
Anyone want to talk about movie night?
Movie night. I will be bringing movie night back. We did have movie night for a couple terms now. I'm not sure since before I got here, but when I got here, we had at least one movie night a term, and it would just be us, a bunch of people coming to a big old room with a big old TV, sitting down, having some snacks, and watching a movie. And I'll be bringing those back. As the cafe manager here, I will be sort of in charge of that kind of thing, and that will be one of my responsibilities, student engagement, things like that. And I have other plans as well that I haven't quite finalized yet for the Wii out there, so look forward to some other things with that Wii in the student lounge. So
I want to mention real quick, with movie night, there are free snacks and drinks, and it's not just for students. Like, you can bring your friends, family, make it a date night, make it a family night.
A very great opportunity to get out
and see a good movie.
Usually a good movie.
Maybe a not so good movie. That's fine too.
I mean, we have polls to see what the student wants to see. So.
Yeah, we do usually run polls for the movie.
Sometimes the students want a bad movie to make fun of.
Some people some people want a Jungle Cruise starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
We've watched Encanto before.
Encanto was pretty good.
That was my favorite.
Encanto was pretty good, but I just kind of left in the middle of it.
That was my first time ever seeing it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That was like my 3rd or 4th time. I watched that movie way too many times.
I have a very young niece, so I've watched Encanto on multiple occasions, and I've heard the songs too many times. It's a nightmare. Please help me. But
because my niece knows the whole song, and so when she came down and visited, she was singing the whole song the whole time.
We don't talk about Bruno. No.
It was my wedding day.
All
right.
Awful. So yeah. So I'll be bringing movie nights back.
We've got a lot of fun activities here at GMC.
Mm-hmm. And we're bringing in more with the clubs that we mentioned earlier. We have more events coming with the clubs. I'll probably try to incorporate some of the club stuff into my upcoming events as well.
Want to talk a little more about the cafe?
Well, I mean, the cafe is just a place where we sell some snacks. Don't quote me on this, but we're trying to bring in an air fryer.
Yeah.
So we can make some better food.
Yeah, we're trying to look at making hamburgers, hot dogs, and even maybe some fries and nacho, kind of revamp our shack.
Yeah, we're trying to do a little revamp. But we're also moving soon, so I'm not trying to do all that much.
Yeah, but
look forward to it. We'll be coming back in full force, I believe, next term. So I'll be sitting in there if you need something.
With that being said, we covered a lot, but I really feel like GMC is a place for a lot of people and very opportunity wise, like you'll start here and go anywhere. Like we have a lot of connections. Like I know we did, like over the summer, we did have people come in and talk to like students during the semesters too. We had schools come in and like get educated on our school. We connected with Goodwill to outreach things. We had a summer program recently that was here, like for base camp, coming here. So like we have a lot of opportunities, and GMC is like a great place. And to make sure you keep up to date with us and the events we have, we are GMC Columbus campus on Instagram, and we're Georgia Military College Columbus on Facebook. So make sure you follow us on our social medias to keep up with everything we're doing, so you don't miss out on our important events.
Yeah, I would like to reiterate how, like, if you have any questions, you can just call us or contact us anyway. Like, you can come on campus if that's convenient for you, shoot us an email, just anything like that. We're here to help you.
I will have several links to things where you can get these informations or ask any questions in the description of the podcast itself. So I'll have links to gmc.edu where we have all our big information and all our social medias and the like. So you can easily access this information.
Don't forget to send your music entries and your logo entries to jmanning1107@bulldog.gmc.edu. We would love to see your talent, and we would love to feature you in our podcast.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. The podcast is technically a club. If you want to have a part of the podcast, maybe come in for an episode, I'm willing to talk to you about that. Just send me an email. Again, jmanning1107@bulldog.gmc.edu.
It's been great talking to you all.
Yeah, this has been a good introduction, I think. So
I've had fun, and I hope you have too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope we've connected to somebody out there.
Remember, college is good.
Go to school. But
Education.
in all seriousness, I think a lot of what I want to happen here is sort of like, I want the podcast to be a good connection for people to have to the college experience, I suppose. Because if you're getting involved in something that's sort of unknown, you probably want to know about some people in it. And you kind of want to be the people you know in it. So I hope you enjoyed our first episode of the podcast, and I hope you'll join us for next time.